This Red Sox Blue Jays series brought to you by BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. And tonight on another misty night at Fenway, it's game number 161. The Red Sox and Toronto Blue Jays clashing with plenty still on the line. Toronto still scrapping to make the playoffs. The Red Sox looking to wrap up home field advantage in the upcoming division series against Terry Francona's Cleveland Indians. Just a beautiful night for baseball. Once again, everybody, Dave O'Brien alongside Jerry Remy. Great to see you again. And down on the field, of course, conditions bound to be a little bit slick for the second night in a row.
Very, very similar to last night here, but things turned out well for the Red Sox last night. Let's hope they do again tonight. But very nice ceremony before the game. Boston night here celebrating David Ortiz.
Yeah, and I thought one of the great touches was all of the Celtics, the entire team, along with Brad Stevens, came out, and all of them wearing number 34 tonight. That was pretty cool. Time to look at the starting lineups now, brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. And for Toronto, it'll be Devin Travis leading things off. He'll be followed by Josh Donaldson, Edwin Encarnacion, and Jose Bautista. Russell Martin does the catching. Tulowitzki in short. Upton in left with Pilar in center, and Carrera in right field and batting ninth. Up against the Red Sox starter, presented by your New England Audi dealers, Eduardo Rodriguez, the left-hander. He is 3-7, a 4.68 ERA, and coming off 13 strikeouts in his last performance against Tampa Bay.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are third best in the American League with 75 errors on the season. Aaron Hill will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Hanley Ramirez the first baseman. Left to right, Chris Young, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts. Christian Vasquez gets to start behind the plate tonight for the Red Sox.
Here are the umpires tonight. They're brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. Behind the plate, Quinn Walcott, young umpire. Guccione at first, Gorman, the crew chief, at second, and Mark Carlson, the umpire, at third base. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory back Toyota Certified used vehicle right now.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And do we want to go here with the weather? Well, we're going to anyway. Rain showers, 55 degrees, so it has really gotten chilly. And the wind is coming in from center at 11 miles per hour, at least to start. That's going to pick up tonight from what we're told. So it could be a low-scoring affair here at Fenway, but a big game really for both sides tonight. Toronto came in with a slim half-game lead over Detroit. Their bid to secure a wild card spot. Rodriguez first pitch tonight will miss for ball one, and we are underway.
Now Rodriguez coming off a start last time against Tampa Bay, where he had 13 strikeouts in that game in 5 1/3 innings.
Wound up with no decision in a game the Red Sox would win, setting all sorts of records for strikeouts. It was the game where the Red Sox broke the record, the major league record for consecutive strikeouts, with 11 in a row. And he had a bunch of those. Here comes the 2-0. And that's a strike. In fact, in that start against Tampa Bay, Eduardo only got 16 outs when he was in the game, and 13 of those came on the K. Floater foul out of play.
Now last night Travis was down at the bottom of the lineup against the left-hander. A little juggling of the lineup tonight for Toronto as he leads off.
And Donaldson on deck. The Blue Jays know that Baltimore has just lost 7-3 to the Yankees. And a pop-up. Hanley was very busy yesterday and slams on the brakes and makes the play. He slipped a little bit because of the muck there, that muddy area right in front of the camera well.
Hanley, you mentioned it last night, very busy with pop-ups, and starts off tonight. As you can see right there, everything's muddy. It's been, raining on and off for 2 days and a steady mist. The grass is wet.
There's the sliding spot. Could be treacherous tonight. Here's Donaldson. 286, 37 homers, and 99 runs batted in for the reigning most valuable player. He's had an excellent year, but he's really not in the discussion to repeat. And yet a lot of big numbers for him. He scored 122 runs. The 1-0 out in front on that one.
Very good changeup right there by Rodriguez, keeping it down and away from Donaldson. 89 miles an hour on that last changeup.
Well, the left-hander was just pouring in strikes at Tropicana Field the other day. The 1-1 fouled back, and it was also kind of a big plate in that particular start. So he got a little extra help. Everybody did, as far as the guys who were on the mound, from the home plate umpire.
He's also working against a team that does strike out a lot too in the Tampa Bay Rays.
Encarnacion on deck. Donaldson just 1 for 10 against Eduardo. That made him dance.
Yeah, that was supposed to be up and in that time. That was the target for Vasquez, up and in. Instead, it goes down around the shins. And quickly jumping out of the way was Donaldson.
One man out, bases empty, just getting underway here at Fenway. A long look in by the lefty, and Donaldson gets a time.
The rain coming down from the bill of his cap, the helmet.
And the 2-2 on the way. Just a little bit inside, barely missed the corner.
Yeah, that's exactly where they wanted to go on the last pitch, and very, very close to being a strike. Donaldson choosing not to swing at it, and he gets the call.
Christian Vasquez, one of the better framers. 3-2 coming, and he got him. Donaldson almost fell down. He swung so hard. That's the first strikeout tonight for Rodriguez.
That's a little different fastball here. Watch this one move away. That's more of a two-seam fastball from Rodriguez as he puts it down and away after the fastball up and in, and there's Donaldson losing his balance on that swing.
2 up, 2 down for Encarnacion. Always so dangerous. 42 homers, 127 RBIs, but David Ortiz last night pulled into a tie with him for the American League RBI lead. As Big Papi had another big night with 3 RBIs and the dramatic home run. That'll be ball 1. Bautista on deck.
Red Sox not in a complete shift against Encarnacion, but they do have Bogarts and Hill awfully close together on that left side. Pedroia still to the second base side of the bag. Look where Hanley's playing, just about between first and second.
The 1-0. He takes a ball. Under 27 RBIs for Encarnacion are a career high. He has had a string of excellent seasons with Toronto, but he's going to be a free agent when this season's over. High fly into the mist into center field. Pedroia going out, coming on. Jackie Bradley still coming and puts it away. Excellent start for Rodriguez. He gets him 1, 2, 3 for the Sox coming up. By BuyAToyota.com. Toyota's website for deals. Dustin Pedroia will kick it off, and then it'll be Bogarts, Ortiz, and Betts, followed by Ramirez, Chris Young in left, Jackie Bradley in center, Aaron Hill at third base, and Christian Vasquez doing the catching. And immediately Pedroia flies that one foul up into the raindrops and off into the crowd. Here's the Blue Jays starter, brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Very tough customer here, the left-hander Jay Happ. He's 20-4.
Yeah, certainly a guy that will get a lot of consideration for the Cy Young. 2-0 this year in 2 starts against the Red Sox.
And tonight making the biggest start of his career. Liner skipped. Travis has it. And he'll throw on to put away Pedroia. One man gone.
The Blue Jays defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They are 6th in the American League with 88 errors on the season. Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Travis, and Encarnacion in the infield. Upton Jr., Pilar, and Carrera in the outfield. And Russell Martin doing the catching for Toronto.
And happy birthday to Xander Bogaerts, who is 24 years old today. Still a baby.
Yeah, that really sounds old, doesn't it? 24 years old. Living the life.
Yeah, he is. And what a career he has launched, hitting .294, 21 homers, 89 RBIs. Back to the 2 slot here tonight after hitting 6th for the first time this season last night.
Yeah, a little different lineup against the lefty tonight, obviously, with Hill on there at third base. Vasquez catching.
Xander has batted 15 times against Happ. He has just 1 hit. But on your birthday, you're supposed to get at least 1. That's a strike. And Big Papi on deck. His second night ceremony's terrific. Great Boston feel to it. 2-2.
A lot of changeups in this at bat to Bogaerts. That's about 3 of them he's seen so far.
A win tonight and a Cleveland loss. The Red Sox will clinch home field advantage for Thursday's Division Series Game 1 against the Indians. Right now they're in the 8th inning at Kansas City, and the Indians have a 6-3 lead. The 2-2. Full count. Time for a twisted but true fact. Xander turning 24, and the only Red Sox with more hits than his 524 before turning 24 are Ted Williams, Bobby Doerr, and Tris Speaker. Twisted tea, the hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted as he will take ball 4.
Now from Happ tonight as Ortiz comes to the plate. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
David Ortiz.
I'm loving the signs, by the way. I think some of them are just terrific.
Yeah, there have been some great signs over the last couple of nights for Ortiz. Actually, all season.
Everybody's standing. And David delivered his very first at bat last night by scorching an RBI single. Then the game-winning home run in the 7th. And he knocks a foul out of play. 0-2 going back to last night, and of course a home run.
Yeah, looking for something inside. He gets the fastball inside and lines it out of Fenway Park for the home run.
Number 541. And Happ with the 0-2.
Nothing inside in this at bat so far for Ortiz. 3 pitches, 1 in the middle and 2 away.
Off the plate again, 2-2. Bogart's on at first. Three and two.
The discipline here by David, taking those pitches that are attempting to swing at for a left-hander, but not going for him, away from him.
David has played more games against Toronto than any opponent. Done a lot of damage. Nothing really much to swing at the last several pitches. He takes ball 4. Closer look at some of the pregame ceremonies. The farewell continuing for night number 2.
Please welcome our partners in sport.
Members of the Patriots and the Celtics and the Bruins. Bruins led out by Bobby Orr. That'll still give you chills.
It is no secret.
Pete Frates as well. And the first pitch, everybody wearing 34. And David loving every minute of it. First and second now for Mookie Betts. Red Sox trying to strike right away against the Cy Young candidate. Mookie hitting .319, 31 homers, 113 RBIs. And an RBI single last night. And he's hit safely in 14 of his last 15.
Yeah, we mentioned last night, Dave, when we were talking about the offense, obviously, of the Toronto Blue Jays. You think of them as a home run hitting ball club, but they are #1 in the American League in pitching. And a big reason is on the mound right now.
Trying to win 21 games. Tapper towards second. Travis going for the tag on David Ortiz, and he gets him. He'll be safe at first and third. Well, he took a look at first base first as if he were going to wind up and throw, and then realized who was on the bases. And that he could make a tag play.
Yeah, a little bit of indecision here by Travis. He wanted to go to first base and try to get the 4-3-6 double play, but Ortiz was too far down the line to do that.
So 2 down. And fans, be sure to stop by Plainridge Park Casino. Plainridge Park Casino is the official sponsor of winning. Hanley Ramirez climbs in at 287, 29 homers, 110 RBIs, and 5 for 20 against Jay Happ in his career. Off the outside for ball 1. Bogart's at third base. Betts becoming the runner at first. Scoreless in the first inning. Stopped by Martin. Red Sox leading Cleveland by half a game with 2 to play, including tonight. But the Red Sox own the tiebreaker. So if they're still ahead by that half game after tonight, and it comes down to Sunday, the Indians may or may not have to play again on Monday. We'll find out. The 2-0 flared foul. This greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Looking at the American League Division Series schedule between the Red Sox and the Indians, gets underway on Thursday. As mentioned, the Red Sox own the tiebreaker over Cleveland because they beat him 4 out of 6 during the regular season. And the lefty's pitch. That's a strike.
That's one right there. I think Henley would like to have back. Fastball right in his power zone. Middle in. But taking it all away and runs the count to 2-2.
Hanley had a big September, didn't he, with 10 home runs. Good patience there. Now 3-2. Toronto battling to be a wild card. And now 4 teams are in the hunt as we have moved into October. And that's going to miss, but barely, for ball 4, and that'll load up the bases. He's walked 3 men here in the first inning.
And he started to walk also toward the dugout. He thought he had strike 3 on that, but it was a little bit low.
We're talking about the wild card picture. In fact, there are 4 teams involved right now in the American League: Toronto, Baltimore, Seattle, and Detroit. How about the Mariners still hanging in there in the last couple of days, just 1 game behind for that second wild card spot.
And the Tigers, they're playing Atlanta. They're in the first inning of that ball game. No score.
They're all filled up for Chris Young, who likes to face left-handers. Sitting .319 against them for the year. Line to center, charging on Pilar, can't get it, drops in, 1 run in. Here comes Mookie, he's going to score. Bogaerts and Betts both come home. Young continues to get it done, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Well, perfect placement there by Chris Young. I mean, the ball was not hit very hard, just kind of a bloop out towards center field. And we know what a good center fielder Pilar is, but there's no way he can get to this. It's toward the end of the bat. And you see a big swing like that, but you don't realize it's toward the end of the bat. Now, Pilar gets a very good jump on it, but it's not going to be able to get to it, and especially on a wet surface. A very quick lead here for the Red Sox in the first inning.
And finally, at least one of the walks hurts Happ. That was Xander Bogaerts barreling home, and still runners at first and second now for Jackie Bradley. He drives that one down the line, but foul. 270, 26 homers, 87 RBIs for Jackie, who was 0 for 4 last night. So the Sox in front 2-0 in the first. They are not making it easy on Toronto. Red Sox with a big win here last night. Although Texas beat Tampa Bay yesterday, so they clinched the home field advantage through the American League Championship Series and the World Series, should they be fortunate enough to go that far. Red Sox would like to be right in their way. Should be a fascinating October. The 0-2 dribbled out front of the plate. Here's Martin on the swinging bunt, and he'll get him. But it's a very good start for the Red Sox. They make Happ to a lot of pitches, and the Sox grab a 2-0 lead after 1. rare piece of Sox history. The original portrait of David Ortiz by the world-famous artist Peter Max is available as graphic posters. Only 1,000 will be produced. They're hand-signed by the artist and Big Papi. To order yours today, go to RedSoxFoundation.org/Ortiz. And I think we may actually have one in the booth.
We do.
Is it here anywhere? Do we actually have? What happened to Jerry anyway?
No, we do have one. Yes, we just happen to have one on hand.
It's there in all its glory. This is very, very cool. And again, David Ortiz has signed it. Peter Max has signed it. Peter Max, who I think recently did one of Taylor Swift. It was unbelievable. There he is. That's Jerry's, by the way. That's the one he gets to keep. Those are very cool. I know David loved it. I remember watching Peter Max on the Tonight Show many years ago with Johnny Carson. He's done some incredible stuff. Jose Bautista, 235, 22 homers, 69 runs batted in. Did the Yellow Submarine cover, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Did a lot of stuff with the beat. I keep saying stuff. I'll bet he loves that.
Yeah.
Artistic presentation. Big swing and a miss by Bautista.
Challenge fastball right there from Rodriguez. 3-1 count. He comes with a fastball at 93 and throws it by Bautista, who has one career home run off Rodriguez.
Sox in front 2-0. Here in the top half of the second. And that's going to be ball four. So Bautista's on. And he becomes their first base runner. Now, Eduardo has lost twice to Toronto this season, though he pitched a very solid 6 innings in defeat on September 10th up there. He only gave up 2 earned runs, but that was a tough loss. 1-3 lifetime, and ERA near 7. Martin 229, but with 20 home runs. He's had an up and down year. Tulowitzki, the on deck hitter. And the 23-year-old left-hander fires in a strike at 93.
I mentioned Martin. He's 0 for his last 12, but he's got very good numbers against Rodriguez. 429 with a home run in his career against Eduardo.
Russell's full name is Russell Nathan Coltrane Jeanson Martin. His father was a jazz musician, so that's the reference to Coltrane, the great jazz saxophone legend.
And fastball up and in has been a good pitch so far for Rodriguez. He got a swing and miss from Bautista on it, and he just got a swing and miss from Martin on it.
Rodriguez working with Christian Vasquez behind that plate. 1-2. Could be very, very interesting to see the role that Vasquez plays on the roster come postseason, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if these are additions that he's going through right now. I mean, it's very difficult to tell. We know San Leon is going to be one of them. And if I was to guess right now, I'd say Holiday, but that's just a guess on my part.
2-2 down low and stopped by Vasquez, who does a very good job controlling the running game.
A very good job there of blocking the changeup down in the mud.
Remember, in 2013, the Red Sox went into the postseason with Saltalamacchia as the everyday catcher. By the end of it, by the World Series, it was David Ross. So John Farrell is not afraid to switch that position depending on what's going on, particularly offensively. 3-2, and he popped it up but fouled on the right field line. Well, right now you can get up to 60 months with no interest on anything at Jordan's Furniture. Furnish one room or your entire room And best of all, you can enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. Full count here on Martin. Red Sox had 2-0 in the second inning. And a payoff pitch to the catcher. And he ran it in and he walked him. Back-to-back ball fours by the left-hander. Well, Happ walked 3 men in the first inning. And now Eduardo walking Bautista and Martin back-to-back. And the next man in will be Tulowitzki. 254, 24 home runs and 78 runs batted in.
Signs given right now by Vasquez to his infielders, letting him know if there's an attempted double steal, which is highly unlikely, where he would be throwing the ball third base or second base.
They've gone to the 9th inning in Kansas City. The Indians 6-3 on the Royals in the 9th. And Tulowitzki will take ball 1.
Rodriguez wanted that bad. That was a changeup that time, but just a little bit down. And then the home plate umpire yelling. He was getting some guff from the Red Sox dugout, and you'll see him turn around and yell that the ball was down. And John Farrell saying, "No, it's not. No, it's not." And a couple other things.
The 1-0 pitch he's taking, and that one up top.
That's what managers can see from the dugout. Dugout's a terrible place to watch a game, actually, and you know, you really don't see that well, but what they can tell is high and low. They can't tell inside and outside, so you know, those are the ones they usually argue the most about.
Young umpire Quinn Walcott. John may be testing him a bit. First and second, nobody out. And Lash foul out of play. Remember watching Bobby Cox all those years he managed the Atlanta Braves. He got thrown out of more games. I mean, it was rare that a month didn't go by that he was run at least once.
Yeah.
And he would scream out the most vile things sometimes and then come out face to face before he got thrown out. Then the next day, Bobby would walk out there with the lineup card like, "Hey, how you guys doing? Everything good?"
I think everybody respected Bobby Cox, you know.
Yeah, big time. Just business. 2-1. Another 3-ball count.
I remember Earl Weaver for the Baltimore Orioles. He would hide like down in the corner of the dugout, and first pitch of every single game, if you took that pitch, he would complain to the umpire that it should have been a strike. Every single game. You could hear the whistle come from the third base dugout in Baltimore.
Yep. The Earl of Baltimore. Man, did he have some legendary screaming matches. 3-1. Oh, he's walked another man. Not by much, but off the corner, and he's walked 3 in a row, and now the bases are loaded.
And right to the phone goes John Farrell. Not a good sign, obviously, here early in the ball game. 3 straight walks for Rodriguez. So let's see who the first man out of the chute will be down in the bullpen.
Now Carl Willis out to the hill. Capital One Frozen Fenway is returning to Boston in January 2017. You can enjoy 2 exciting outdoor Hockey East doubleheaders on the 7th and 14th of January. Tickets are on sale now. Visit redsox.com/frozenfenway for more information. Sometimes you will see a pitching coach go out there and hover for a while. It looks like he's talking to the pitcher, but he really wants to say something to the umpire.
Yeah, you're right. And usually it's the manager that does that. This time, I think really what Willis was doing was giving somebody in the bullpen some time to start getting loose. It was a long conversation. It's Hembry who is the first man up tonight. Generally, when a manager is out there, then you hear some interesting conversation.
Yep. Well, the bases are jammed, nobody out. Upton now. Now Melvin Upton, formerly B.J. Upton, hitting 194 with 4 home runs since he was traded at midseason. And he's going to take ball one.
Yeah, he's trying everything. You know, the only pitch he hasn't tried yet is a slider. That was a changeup that misses. He's having trouble with the footing out there, trying to get the mud out of his cleats, and this has just not been a good inning at all for Rodriguez.
He walked Bautista, he walked Martin, he walked Tulowitzki.
Tell you, you wear those cleats on nights like this everywhere, infield, outfield, pitcher, catcher, hitter, and it just feels like you got clumps of mud underneath you.
Sox would concede a run to turn a double play. They have a 2-0 lead. Well, when you think about Upton, you can't help but remember the damage he did in the postseason against the Red Sox while a member of Tampa Bay. He hit a bunch of home runs during the American League Championship Series back in 08. Red Sox barely missed out on a return to the World Series because of the Rays and knocked foul out of play. Well, he came in with a hard fastball there in the mid-90s, and now he's in front on Upton, who is prone to striking out.
A very aggressive guy. 19 walks, 47 strikeouts.
The young lefty trying to get out of a big-time jam in the second. Fouled away again.
There's a case right there where that's too good a pitch. 1 and 2. You know, Vasquez wanted that pitch up in the strike zone. Instead, it was middle. Watch Vasquez go upstairs with a glove. Instead, that ball's down in a good hitting spot. But fortunately for Rodriguez, fouled off.
Upton has an .887 OPS against lefties. Big reason he's playing tonight. 1-2. And that's in there. He got him looking. And now Upton's going to argue, but it looked like it caught the corner. But a second strikeout for Eduardo tonight.
Yeah, there's no question it did. It was up, it was in, it was on the inside part of the plate. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, so far I have agreed with the calls of the umpire on both sides.
Yes. I think he's done a good job.
I'm not saying, you know, just because the Red Sox got this call here. I think overall he's been right spot on.
Lexus making a pledge to strike out hunger. For every strikeout by a Sox pitcher, Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. I agree. I think Walcott's done a pretty good job so far. Might be you and I the only ones. Here's Pilar hitting .264. He lines that one into left center field toward the alley. That'll bring in Bautista. Martin coming in. He's going to score, and that's going to tie up the ball game. So the walks come back to haunt him. Pilar with a base hit to drive in 2, and he takes second on the throw.
Looks like a changeup that Pilar gets, and that ball's going to skip. Now, I think this might have been an ill-advised throw by Jackie Bradley going in third base. He had no chance there. I thought he would go to second base and try to keep the double play in order right there. There's the throw to third base, and my opinion is that was the wrong spot to go. I thought he should have gone to second and kept it a first and third situation. Instead, 2 men in scoring position now. And it's awfully tough to throw the baseball tonight when by the time an outfielder gets it on the ground.
Here's Carrera, the number 9 hitter, .255 with 6 home runs. Still only 1 out as he chops a foul at home plate.
It's a guy you got to be very careful of with a man at third base, and I'm not talking about a squeeze play, just dropping one down on his own. And that's why you see Ramirez and Hill in very close at their positions. And on a night like this, when it's wet, it is ideal for bunters.
He's one of their hottest hitters. 7-game hitting streak. 12 for 26. Second and third, 1 down. Fouled away again. So John Gibbons' team fighting back immediately to tie the score at 2-2. A walk on the wild side for Eduardo Rodriguez, walking 3 in a row. And the 0-2 on Carrera. Cut on and miss. Down he goes. Strikeout number 3 for Rodriguez.
That's the first time Carrera has ever faced Rodriguez, and it was all fastballs. Goes to the outside part of the plate, upstairs with the fastball to pick up the strikeout. Trying to leave men at second and third.
Devin Travis next. He's 0 for 1 with a pop-up foul to first base to start the ball game. They went 1-2-3 in the first. The Red Sox would score 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning on a Chris Young bases loaded single. Walks have been a major part of the theme here early for both teams. And he was out in front.
That's a slider that time, and I believe that's the first one he's featured tonight.
Embry in the pen if needed. John Farrell had to get him up quickly. But now Rodriguez trying to pull things together here against the Blue Jays. They lead at second and third. Strike 2. Cleveland Indians have won their game. They beat Kansas City 6-3. And the 0-2 will be high for a ball. So that means the Red Sox have to win tonight to maintain a half-game lead in the bid to host that division series here at Fenway Park against Cleveland on Thursday. 1-2. Down into the dirt. Another good stop from Vasquez.
Yep, the slider again, and of course you anticipate the slider, the changeup being down in the dirt, expect it low, and catchers generally find themselves in pretty good positions to block the ball because they are expecting something down in the strike zone or out of the strike zone.
Travis is a 302 hitter with some power. Here's the 2-2. That's away on him to make it 3-2. So another 3-ball count. Eduardo is up to 46 pitches in an inning and 2/3. Still in trouble. 3-2 coming. Line shot, but he hooks it foul. And Eduardo has been out there a long time. He walked the first 3 men he faced in the inning. He allowed a 2-run single to Pilar. Still has Tulowitzki and Pilar on base. Can he keep it at 2-2?
That's that 2-seam fastball. He threw that one at Donaldson and got a strikeout on it last inning. Second batter of the game. He tried it there, but a good job fouling it off by Travis.
The next pitch will be his 35th of the second inning. Trying to put away Travis. Here's the 3-2 again. And he got him. So what a bizarre inning for Eduardo. He strikes out 3, but he also walked 3. Bet. It's the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite devices right now. Well, Dave Meller does such a tremendous job as the head groundskeeper, getting out there and attending to that pitcher's mound and doing as much work as they can around the diamond, despite the fact that it continues to be pummeled by mist and occasional light rain.
Yeah, a little work on the mound, a little work on the batter's box, and all kind of ways to try to stay dry in this Chamber of Commerce night in Boston.
World famous artist Peter Max painted a great portrait of Big Papi to honor his retirement. Fans can get one. Only 1,000 graphic posters are available for purchase. They're signed by David and by Peter Max. You can order yours right now at RedSoxFoundation.org/Ortiz. Now, all presented by Foxwoods Resort Casino, and all proceeds will go to the David Ortiz Children's Fund. And you're doing a great job, Rem. Great job on this. Terrific. Hold it right there. And we've got it. And there it is. And this is not a signed version. We may get David to sign it later if we can.
Are we off now?
We're off now. You can put it down.
Thank you.
Aaron Hill leading things off. He's hitting .223, 8 homers, and 29 runs batted. And we're tied up 2-2. Eduardo Rodriguez actually did pretty good work to get out of that jam without any more damage. With a strikeout of Carrera. Happ had his own issues in the first inning as he walked 3 men. Aaron getting a start at third base against his former franchise. Had some big years as a Toronto Blue Jay. Pops that one into right center. Travis giving chase. Coming on Carrera in the second baseman. Oh, now the center fielder Pilar comes on to make the play. At the very last second, he saved everybody and made the catch.
It's so difficult on pop-ups, when the wind is blowing in here at Fenway Park, and that's what it's doing tonight. And Pilar, he had to make a basket-style catch on that. You see Travis going back. He looks like he's a little out of position here, and then he's called off, and that's when he tries to get out of the way of Pilar.
Ooh, that rolled around in there.
That's an adventure. There's no question about that. Wind, wet conditions.
Vasquez hitting .225 with a homer. 12 RBIs. Pilar's still kind of laughing about it. He's one of the better center fielders in all of baseball. A strike on Christian. Pedroia on deck. The Mets beat the Phillies 5-3. The Giants knocked off the Dodgers 3-0. National League wild card race is fascinating as well. Talked about the American League wild card race with 4 teams still alive. Mets wrapped up a spot. And they're actually going to be hosting the wild card in National League next week, despite all their pitching problems. Two and two on Vasquez. One down, bases empty. He slaps it toward the hole, and a seeing eye single past the diving Encarnacion, and Vasquez is on.
Yeah, that's kind of like Vasquez's swing right there. Opposite field. It's something he tries to concentrate on, and he gets that ground ball. Even though they're way off the line, Encarnacion, he still cannot get to it. And once it gets by him, there's no chance for the second baseman Travis to get it.
Dustin Pedroia trying to make it a 6-game hitting streak. 0 for 1 with a ground at his second so far tonight. Another outstanding night last night at the plate as he had 3 hits. And he reached the 200 hit level for the second time in his outstanding career. Petey had an infield single in the 7th after Benintendi had doubled. It was a huge play because Russell Martin fielded it out in front of the plate, and he tossed it down the right field line. It struck underneath the tarp, went for an error, and Benintendi, who had been heading to third base on the play, was allowed to score on the miscue. Same inning where Big Papi slammed his home run down the right field line. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. He has scored a run tonight on his 24th birthday. Two and two. Time now to see who's been driving the ball. Presented by Toyo Tires. Dustin Pedroia with a 30-game hitting streak against Toronto. That's the longest ever against that franchise. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Line to right, closing on it Carrera though, and he's got it. Vasquez back to first with 2 down.
Good solid contact by Pedroia right there, but Carrera in right field was playing fairly shallow, so that became a pretty easy play for him on the line drive.
Xander now the 5-game hitting streak. 294 with 21 home runs. And heading back to postseason play. Remember, he was with the Sox in 2013. Well, even drenched, Joseph Abboud looks like $1 million. The 1-0 off the outside edge.
Did he bring you tuxedo tonight with him?
I've not seen it yet. I've not seen it yet, but he said he was going to hand deliver the tuxedo that he made for me with this big event I've got coming up. First time I've ever owned one. I don't have it yet. I'm very excited about it. The 2-0 in there for a strike. I got to pick out the tie with Joseph's help. He said, hey, take that one.
Is it a fake tie or is it one you got to make?
It's a real one. I'm a little concerned about that too because I don't know how to really do that.
Yeah, good luck to you.
So if I call you on a Friday night in late October,
don't call me. Don't.
Thanks a lot.
It's not going to happen.
I'm on my own. 3 balls and a strike. There's got to be a video site you can go to, right? There is for everything.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Yeah. Just go to the internet, put in black tie, and
yeah.
I'm sure it'll tell you how to make
how to tie a black tie. But don't call you.
No, don't. No.
Being told YouTube. Mike Narachi says YouTube's the way to go for that. Time is called. There is a beach ball loose down the left field line. Not exactly beach weather. That is likely to die an ugly death. And they were loose in the bullpen. The guys just stomp on them. Vasquez at first base with 2 down. We are tied up 2-2 in the second. Popped up off first base. Encarnacion tiptoeing through the mud, but it's off into the camera well. I thought about doing one of those regular ties like we're wearing right now, the regulation TV wear. And because I figured that'd be easier to tie. I know how to tie that. And those actually are kind of the new way to go for a tuxedo if you're going to wear a tux.
I didn't know that.
But I'm very old fashioned, so I decided to go with it.
Yeah, I thought it was automatic. You go with the tuxedo type tie.
No, not today. In fact, Joseph said there are no rules when it comes to tuxedo. Just stay away from powder blue, he said. 3-2 with a runner go, and that's down low for ball 4. So Bogaerts is on for the second time as he takes ball 4, and Big Papi coming up.
Now both pitchers having a difficult time throwing strikes.
And 4 walks already for Happ. Including walking David in the first inning. Vasquez at second, Bogaerts at first with 2 down. He'll take a ball.
That's what he's looking for too, something middle in, but that ball was too far inside and too low.
Punch foul out of play to even a count on David, who has more homers, RBIs, and runs scored against the Blue Jays than he has against any opponent. And a 1-1 from Happ. Number 1 across the board in all of those categories against Toronto. Went for it, and the count 2-2.
That's a good pitch right there. A slider, you know. Ortiz in command of the count, 2 balls and 1 strike, but that quickly changed with the breaking ball. He was hoping to get a fastball in. Didn't get it. Got a breaking ball away.
Two on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And grounded toward the shift. Here's the throw to first base, and just in time to get him. Travis got there in time. Red Sox with a threat, but they strand 2, and it's still a 2-2 game. This date in 2008, the Red Sox defeated the Angels 4-1 in Game 1 of the division series. Jason Bay homered off of John Lackey, and John Lester got the win line. 1 unearned run over 7. Well, it is on to the 3rd inning, and it's a 2-2 tie with a lot of walks. And perhaps the weather influencing the command of both pitchers. See if they clean that up as we get deeper into the game. Donaldson struck out 1st inning, so he's 0 for 1. Then it's Encarnacion and then Bautista. And the 0-1 pitch from the lefty. No announcement has been made, but it seems as if Rodriguez is in line to become the Game 4 starter in the upcoming division series against Cleveland.
I'd have to agree with you on that, Dave. I think Buchholz will be 3rd and Rodriguez 4th.
Donaldson takes a big cut, spins around. He almost fell down on a swing and a miss on strike 3 in the 1st inning. Next RBI for him will be his 100th. Encarnacion is 127. And the southpaw home of the 1-2. Up and away.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100% that I think the footing out there has been very, very difficult for both starting pitchers in this game.
He did spend some time on it, working in some of the diamond dry last inning. 2-2. Waved at and missed. He got him again. 2nd time he struck him out.
Now, first time it was on a fastball, a 2-seamer away from Donaldson. This time it's a changeup away. So every pitch in that at bat, with the exception of 1, was on the outside part of the plate or off the outside edge.
Here's Encarnacion, 0 for 1, a fly out to center. And he has picked a very good time to have a free agent year. 42 home runs. Only the 3rd player in Toronto history to record 4 seasons of 35 homers and 100 RBIs. Big question is, where will he be next year? The 1-1.
That's a pitch right there that Rodriguez is having a very difficult time with right now. Everything is sailing up and away from the right-handed hitters. He's trying to go to the outside part of the plate with that fastball, but he's missing badly.
That's a cross for a strike, but he didn't like the call very much. But it looked like it was at the knee.
Looked like a changeup that time. Changeup grip. Pulled up a little bit by Vasquez behind the plate.
The rock, the 2-2. Now, talks with Encarnacion this spring did not yield a new deal between himself and the Blue Jays. He told them he was willing to negotiate up to opening day, but not after that. They did not put together a deal. And the 3-2 pitch. Foul back. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Red Sox. You can experience the thrill of playing on DraftKings right now. Play free daily using the promo code NESSON at DraftKings.com. Three-two. Big swing and just foul tipped it. So far 5 strikeouts tonight for Eduardo. He came in over his last 11 2/3 innings, having struck out 20 men. allowing just 7 hits. He takes a sign from Vasquez, and the 3-2 once more. And again spoiled.
A lot of pitches in this at bat, and Encarnacion fouling off some very good changeups away from him.
The lefty looking for the put away pitch. He does have Bautista on deck. And he missed. And he's walked another man. So that'll be 4 over the last 2 innings. Tomorrow on a special David Ortiz themed finale of NESN Clubhouse, Big Papi explains why he spits in his hands before every at bat. Plus how many pieces were used to make his giant Lego statue. Find out tomorrow at 12:30 on NESN Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Bautista walked and scored first time, and he'll take strike 1.
He didn't like that call. He thought that slider was too high as he shakes his head. Let's see if it catches the top of the strike zone. If it does, it barely does. Very generous up there.
1 down, 1 on. We're tied up 2-2. That moves him back. Bautista, another guy who's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. Encarnacion off first. Rodriguez looking for a double play ball. Instead, a high fly ball to left center field, drifting back. Jackie Bradley to the track. He is there to make the grab. Out number 2. And that'll send up Russell Martin.
A change up that time from Rodriguez, and a pretty good swing put on it, but you could see not quite at the sweet spot of the bat. Hits it deep, but not tonight. Not in the mist, not in the wind.
Martin took a walk, one of 3 consecutive ball 4s issued by Rodriguez in the second inning, and he did come in to score as they tied it up 2-2. Dribbled. A lot of open space there. Pedroia on the charge, will shovel on to get him and retire the side. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Still tied up 2-2 at Fenway.
Baseball on Ness, and it's the bottom of the third, and we're tied at 2. I'm Garen Austin. Hello, everyone. David Ortiz's dad, Enrique, who goes by Leo, was in the clubhouse, and he said his son has given him so much to be proud of throughout the years. He said he can still remember when David was coming up in the leagues, and he would still try to correct him, and David would say, "Dad, I've got this. I'm ready to play in the big leagues." Leo said that he always knew this point in his son's career was coming, although he would have advised him not to announce his retirement because so much can happen throughout the course of a year. But guys, he said he could not be prouder of the season that David's been having.
All right, Garen, thank you very much. What a season it's been. 38 homers, 127 runs batted in. David was a huge basketball fan growing up in the Dominican. And he thought for a while early in his athletic life he might go that way. Giant Michael Jordan fan. Mookie Betts 0 for 1. But has reached and he has scored a run tonight after getting on a fielder's choice in the first inning against Happ. Happ, a Cy Young candidate. His 20 wins, ranked second only to Rick Porcello's 22. Toronto is 23-8 in his starts this season. His numbers alongside Rick Porcello are just a little bit shy of what Rick has produced. Line shot, base hit. He has had an exceptional year, but so is the man who just ripped that single against him.
You're talking about a Cy Young candidate and a possible MVP in Mookie Betts, and Mookie Betts wins that battle. He gets a slider and a hard line drive to left field for the base hit. There's the breaking ball right there, and Betts all over it.
Mookie's 112th hit this season at Fenway Park. He has more hits than anybody in his home ballpark, anybody in the big leagues. 213 total hits, right there with Altuve. And Ramirez fouls one away. He walked in the first inning. Tied up 2-2. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin. Chris Young on deck. He's produced the 2 runs with a base hit with the bases loaded in the first. And the 0-1. He's taking, and that's a ball. Only 3 Toronto Blue Jays have ever won as many as 21 games. Roy Halladay, Roger Clemens, and Jack Morris. So if he can get there, that's some great company. Red Sox trying to deny him as he sits at 20-4. One point earlier this summer, he won 11 consecutive games. Between June 11th and August 25th, he did not lose. Really slowing down his tempo here with Betts the runner at first. Now 26 stolen bases. He has the rest of tonight and tomorrow to go to make a run at 30. It would have to be probably a little bit of combination of luck and the right pitcher, but he's facing a lefty tonight, so he's unlucky there.
And drier conditions.
Yes. Tomorrow's supposed to be a much nicer day for the regular season finale and the last regular season game for Big Papi. We got to get through tonight. Fans have been spectacular for the second night in a row. Ground ball over Happ. Shortstop taps the bag, gets the out there, and safe at first base is Ramirez. Tulowitzki had one play and he made that at second. Tomorrow night at 9:30, don't miss the Ultimate Red Sox Show presented by AAA. We look back at the best Red Sox plays of the 2016 regular season That's tomorrow night at 9:30 only on NESN. One man out for Young, who drove in a pair of runs with a base hit in the first. By the way, on Sunday, fans are being asked to arrive at the ballpark if you have a ticket by 1 p.m. and to be in your seats by 2 p.m. The game at 3 o'clock. And the Red Sox would like you in your seats if you can be by 2 o'clock for the ceremony. The gates will open 2 hours prior to the game. Bounce to the plate and stopped by Martin.
Good job again by Martin, blocking the breaking ball in the dirt that time and keeping Ramirez out of scoring position at first base. Tries the curveball that time, bounces out and gets him right in the throwing arm.
Sox 2, Toronto 2. Here in the third. And a ball on Young.
Young may have the green light. 3 balls, no strikes. Left-hander on deck.
He does, and fouls it back. Took a big healthy rip on that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
He might as well. I mean, Young is in there because he hit left-handers very well. You've got a left-handed Jackie Bradley on deck. Give him the green light. Let it fly.
Young is 4 for 12 with a home run against Happ, who fires the 3-1 and pops it into right field. Travis was over toward the middle. Long run for him coming on Carrera, and he drops it. Hanley's trying to make it to second base. The throw, the tag, and he's out. So Carrera and Travis had all sorts of difficulty with it in shallow right field. In the end, Young becomes the runner at first, and Ramirez cut down at second.
Well, you could see that was going to be trouble the way the wind was pushing it. But, you know, as a base runner, there's not much you can do about that because you don't know. You can kind of hang out. You can't be doubled up if it's caught at first base. So Ramirez does that. He does the right thing, but then is no problem being thrown out at second base. You'll see where the ball makes contact with the glove right off the finger. It looks like the big finger of the glove.
Jackie Bradley looking at his strikes. That's a fielder's choice 9-6 on the putout. And there are 2 gone. Jackie 0 for 1. Barely made contact. Hit a little number out in front of the plate first time up. That one slammed right to the feet of Travis. And that will do it. So nothing comes of the leadoff base hit. Still tied 2-2. Baseball in Nesson is brought to you by BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. Bob's Discount Furniture, everybody saves at Bob's Discount Furniture, in store at mybobs.com. Subaru Retailers of New England. And by Southwest Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide, that's transparency. Fourth inning underway, we're tied up 2-2 back at Fenway. And that mist that has enveloped Fenway for a couple of nights seems to have subsided a little bit. Tulowitzki with a big cut and a miss. He took a walk into second. Still not great. But at times last night, or a couple of minutes last night, where it looked like the game might have to be delayed. But the umpires made the right call and powered their way through it. Doing the same thing tonight. One and two.
A good job there by Rodriguez by design. They want to go up and out of the strike zone with the fastball. You can see Vasquez give the sign that he wanted it high. That's exactly where Rodriguez got it.
Upton up next, tied up 2-2.
Change up, and he wants it down.
Tulowitzki, a guy who has done some things in his career. He hit for the cycle, turned an unassisted triple play back in 07. He's won a pair of Gold Gloves.
Back upstairs with the fastball.
3-2. He's throwing a lot of pitches for this point in the game. It's up to 72. Nobody out in the fourth. He has walked 4 men. And he's been 3-2 a lot. Already 6 times. Looking to get Tulowitzki. Ricochets a foul right off the face mask of Vasquez.
Well, that mask came off very quickly. Flush. Did that hit Vasquez? Ugh. Shakes it off. Right back down, ready to make another call.
It probably happens about a dozen times a year. That's all.
And the call right now is for a changeup.
Fouled off the end of the bat. A lot of long at bats here for Toronto tonight against Eduardo. Coming off 13 strikeouts in 5 1/3. So far tonight he has 5 strikeouts over 3 innings. Love another one right here. The 3-2. Ground ball up the middle. Pedroia to his right and in time. Out number 1 here in the 4th inning.
Good job by Pedroia right there as he's able to side on that at the first base. A wet baseball.
If you're living outside New England, a great way to catch both the Nesson documentaries on David Ortiz presented by Foxwoods Resort Casino. Subscribe to DirecTV, Dish, Uverse, Bright House, Frontier, Time Warner, or Fios. Then go to Nesson.com/national for channel listings and Nesson national availability. Upton 0 for 1, trying to bunt his way on, pops it up, Hanley coming on, can't get to it, and foul ground. Upton looking for a little surprise there, but he popped it foul.
Yeah, it's really not a bad idea, you know, in these kind of conditions. I mentioned it earlier in the ball game, but you have wet field conditions, especially the grass. It's always a good time to bunt because you pick that baseball up and you never know where it's going to end up.
Toronto only has 1 hit. Pilar got that 2-run single in the 1st inning. And came with the bases loaded after 3 consecutive walks. Chopped toward deep short. The throw. Safe. Xander appeared to take a little extra time with that.
He couldn't get himself stopped. You know, I really thought that he was going to make that jump throw to first base. Let's take another look. The stretch, but no, very clear that Upton does beat it. Plus the other thing too, it's tough to get your footing. You know, to plant your leg to throw it, plant that right leg. But it was about, you're right, a couple of extra steps there. He just couldn't get stopped. Catches the ball, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps before he got rid of it.
So it'll be a base hit as he dives back in safely. Just their second hit tonight. Upton's a guy who will run. 299 stolen bases in his career.
That's 6 so far this season. Caught 3 times on a tough track.
Pilar with that base hit and drove in 2 runs in the second inning. So he's 1 for 1. How about the Seattle Mariners, who are playing out west tonight? They're home against Oakland. They're only a game back in that second wild card position. They're still alive these final couple of days of the regular season. Bloop toward right. Here comes Mookie Betts to chase it down. Well, he covers so much ground out there, and that is out number 2.
Well, we always felt like, you know, it was going to come down to this last weekend for a lot of people in baseball. Just the way the whole thing was setting up a month ago. And you just sensed that the last weekend would be very, very important to a lot of teams, and it really is. And very important to John Gibbons. They're happy to see that Baltimore has already lost their game today. Detroit right now is trailing in their game by a 2-1 score.
Tigers may have to play on Monday with the Indians. They may have to make up that rainout from last week. Carrera struck out in the second inning, 0 for 1. We're tied up 2-2 in the 4th. On another wet night here on the Yawkey Way. Upton with a decent lead, not running. And a bunt, but fouled away by Carrera.
That's a couple times in this series he's tried to go down that third base line, and of course Aaron Hill knows that. He's in very close. Now the bunt is somewhat eliminated with 2 strikes. When you see where Hill's playing and the angle of the bat, that ball was headed down at third base if he gets it in fair territory.
Rodriguez has been pitching so well. 3.10 ERA in 13 starts since the All-Star break. Foul back. He had carried a no-hitter into the 5th inning 3 of his last 7 starts. So far tonight, just 2 hits off him. And he says yes to Vasquez. Upton leading at first, holding, fouled off again. Playoffs begin for the Red Sox on Thursday. They just don't know where. It'll either be here at Fenway Park or in Cleveland. Red Sox American League East champs. NESN proud to bring you 1 full hour pre and post game coverage for every playoff game. TC will be joined by Jerry Remy, Jim Rice, and Steve Lyons to break it all down during the American League Division Series as the Red Sox begin the fight for another World Series title. 0-2 off the plate.
I'm looking forward to that. Different challenge being in the studio, obviously, but TC makes it easy for you, so we'll be there pre and post.
You're in great hands with Tom Caron.
I hope so, because I don't know what I'm doing in the studio.
You've done that before. You've been fortunate enough to do it on several occasions. Here's the 1-2 with a runner going. That's outside. The throw by Vasquez. The tag, and he's safe. Upton with the theft.
Well, I tell you, it's tough running conditions when the field's in this kind of condition. And John Farrell may take a look at this at second base. It's almost like a pitch out. That's very close. Does the foot get in? Tough to tell from that angle right there. They're still looking at it behind closed doors to see if they're going to challenge it or not.
Red Sox still trying to figure out, do they want to challenge?
Not sure they've got an angle yet that is definitive to them.
Looked like he got in there on that one. On the edge of that bag, and there will be no challenge. So the 300th stolen base of Melvin Upton's career, most of those he stole as BJ. 2-2 on Carrera. Waved and missed, and that is strike 3. That one tied him up. So Eduardo gets out of that, strands that runner at second. Still 2-2. '86 Red Sox season, game number 161 in '86. The Red Sox lost to the Yankees 7-0. Jeff Sellers took the loss, gave us 6 runs, 8 hits, and 4 innings for Boston. This one's tied at 2-2. And last half of the 4th inning, it'll be Hill, Vasquez, Pedroia against Jay Happ, who deals the 0-1. Twisting pop-up, foul ground, and that'll be off into the box seats. Aaron 0 for 1 tonight. He has flied out to center. Now tomorrow, all the games around the majors are scheduled to begin at the same time at 3:05. David Price on the bump for the Sox against the right-hander Aaron Sanchez. He's 14-2. Price will go in 17-9.
There'll be a lot of scoreboard watching tomorrow afternoon by a lot of teams.
Apps 1-2 into the dirt. Closer look at those pitchers tomorrow, brought to you by buyatoyota.com. Price against Sanchez. Sanchez with a terrific arm. Price going for his 18th win. Flied over second base into shallow center field. There's Travis, second baseman, coming in. The wind brought it back. One gone. So Vasquez will be next, 1 for 1 with a single. Sox, of course, have finished up with the month of September. They went 19-8 September, highest win total in any month this season. It's the first time the Red Sox won 19 games in September since 1985. And that included an 11-game winning streak that propelled them to a very nice, comfortable lead at the top of the standings. Dustin Pedroia on deck, looking for his first hit tonight. They usually come in bunches for Dustin against Toronto, as was the case last night. Fouled off again. So it's another postseason for old friend Terry Francona. Going to be taking on one of his best friends anywhere in John Farrell. Head to head in round one. Here's the 1-2. And that's in there for strike three. Caught him looking. 2 down.
And buzzing the inside corner that time with the fastball to get Vasquez. So he's 1 for 2 on a night. Had a single back in the second, but this time he'll take that fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Dustin Pedroia 0 for 2, a tapper to second, a line drive to right field, making him 6 for 28 against Happ. So this has not been among his favorites to face. Petey did come in number 2 in the American League in batting, behind Altuve. 2 great second basemen. Locked up in a 2-2 tie in the 4th. Fly ball right field. Carrera moving over, moving toward the stands. He's there, backs up a bit, makes the play on the warning track, and that'll retire the side. So the Red Sox go 1-2-3, still a 2-2 game. game and the special David Ortiz ceremony. Tickets start at only $59. Ace Ticket also has special pricing on tickets to all Red Sox playoff games. Don't miss out. Visit aceticket.com right now. Fifth inning, tied up 2-2. Top of the order here for Toronto. And Devin Travis, who has popped up and struck out this evening. Heath Hembree up for the second time in the bullpen for Boston. Eduardo's pitch count is at 87. Here comes number 88. He's walked 4 men. He also has 6 strikeouts, and several of those have come in long counts too. So the pitch count's getting up there. 1-1 home. That's a ball. His pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Two one coming. And another 3-ball count.
Yeah, with all the big power coming up, Donaldson, Encarnacion, Batista, Martin. That's why Hembree is up right now. You mentioned the pitch count, 90.
(3-1). He's taking a strike. His percentage of strikes is not great, 57%. Be interesting to hear both of these starters after the game if they'll talk about the elements, the weather being a factor in their performance. And that's in there, strike 3. Travis had already flipped the bat and darted toward first base. He thought he had a walk.
The umpires don't like that at all. And again, you know, I agree with the home plate umpire. It looked like the pitch was right at the bottom of the strike zone. It was a fastball from Rodriguez, and I believe this is a good call. I mean, 2 strikes. You got to expand your zone a little bit. That's a good pitch.
So Travis retired. Donaldson has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Encarnacion to follow. Sox 2 and Toronto 2 in the 5th. Cleveland won. They knocked off Kansas City 6-3. Certainly not a great year for the Royals, the defending champions. They're now 81-80 going into the finale on Sunday. Talking about Kansas City. I wonder if their window is starting to close. That one has popped up right through the chute, but back out of play.
They got a lot of guys that are going to be free agents, right? Very shortly. They've kept that unit together for a few very successful years, but they're starting to get to that point where they can start exploring the market.
Texas won last night, so they have home field advantage throughout the postseason. Red Sox are playing for that 2 seed, which is not done yet. Swung on and missed, and he puts them away again. That's the 3rd time that Erod has struck out Donaldson.
Yeah, 3 different pitches, a turnover fastball back in the 1st, a changeup in the 3rd, and now a high straight fastball in the 5th.
8 strikeouts for Rodriguez. And going back to last inning, he has struck out 3 in a row. Here's Encarnacion. He has flied out and taken ball 4. And due up for the Red Sox in the bottom of the inning, Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz, and Mookie Betts. 1-0. Softly hit toward third base. Hill has to barehand, goes on the move, and he won't get him. So Encarnacion, he usually hits it very hard, does not here, and it pays off in a single.
And again, very dangerous. You pick that ball up with the bare hand soaking wet. You let it go to first base, and you can see how deep that Hill is playing, and he should be with Encarnacion up there. So there was very little chance. That ball almost slipped out of his hand, but Hanley able to make the play coming off the bag.
And again, world famous artist Peter Max painted that portrait of Big Papi in honor of his retirement. Fans have a once in a lifetime chance to own a piece of history. Only 1,000 of them. The poster replicas are available for purchase. They're hand signed by David and by Peter Max. You can order yours right now at RedSoxFoundation.org/Ortiz. No one working harder than Jerry Remy with a Vanna White-like presentation. Get my big head out of the way. Isn't it lovely? And so is Jerry. Swung on and missed by Bautista. Was walked and scored and fly to center tonight.
Well, now I know what I can do, and this gig doesn't work out.
You have a talent you never knew. Encarnacion at first, 2 away. So Erod is now over 100 pitches at 101. Russell Martin on deck. And you got to wonder if Hembree will be in this game if Bautista reaches right here. Down he goes. Big swing and a miss. So he strikes out 3 men in the inning, and he has 9 for the ball game. We're tied 2-2. Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Midway through, 2-2 our scores. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and the Red Sox getting their 3rd look at Jay Happ. So Bogarts, Ortiz, and Betts. And he's been walking a lot of these guys, including Xander twice. And he came in to score in the 1st inning. Xander tripled last night. For the first time since May of last year. Down the right field line. Roll toward third base, a foul ball.
Those little rolls on a third base may be the best offense tonight in these conditions. Only 3 hits aside in this game so far.
And 2 very stout offenses. The wind has been blowing in most of the night. Tough to muscle one out of here this evening. David Ortiz on deck. And everyone's going to be standing in a moment. It's been the practice here in these last days whenever David has come up to hit. High pop up around third base. And Donaldson behind the bag has it for the out. And here comes number 34. David on the night has walked and he's also grounded out to second. And a bullet into right field. That's going to drop down for a hit. A single for Big Papi here with 1 down in the 5th.
Now, when you look at the location of the pitches that Ortiz has hit the last couple of nights against the lefties, they have been pitches that have been inside. Fastball comes to the inside part of the plate. He hooks it out of there. That's what he's looking for. Middle in, and he's going to leave the game now.
And Travis Shaw will run for him. So he winds up 1 for 2 with a base hit and a walk in his second to last regular season game ever. And Shaw now the base runner at first base. Mookie Betts tonight has gone 1 for 2 with a single. And he lays off strike 1. Big Papi's Papi. Leo. Will of course be here for the final ceremony tomorrow, which is really supposed to be something. These first 2 have been great. Tonight, absolutely a Boston theme, with members of the Patriots and the Bruins and the Celtics. Wonderful field. Tomorrow there are going to be a lot of celebrities here. Some very special guests, and from my understanding, some incredible gifts. To right field in the air, Carrera, long charge to the muddy track, but he makes the play. Shaw back to first, 2 down. So Mookie is 1 for 3 tonight, and here comes Hanley Ramirez, who has walked and hit into a fielder's choice.
A lot of times you see hitters go back toward the dugout and they always look out toward the outfield. What they're looking at is the replay on the scoreboard to check out their swing. That scoreboard immediately plays the replay, and you can see Betts, when he was heading back to the dugout, take a peek out there. He wasn't looking at Carrera in right field. He was looking at the scoreboard.
Can do an immediate self-critique.
Yep.
Hanley looking for that 30th home run, but instead gently hit. Hap off the hill. He's a good athlete and makes the play to retire the side. No runs hit. 1 man left. Don't go anywhere. We stay in the park. Boston as well. Moving on to the 6th inning. Hits are hard to come by tonight. Total of 7. And Eduardo Rodriguez back out there for his 6th. His pitch count at 102. Red Sox still have a right-hander active in the bullpen as Martin gets in, and he will take ball 1.
It's a dangerous matchup right here. As you see Matt Barnes loosening now for the Red Sox, but Martin has had good success in his career against Rodriguez.
On the night, a walk and a run, and he's grounded to second. Martin, a highly respected game caller and pitch framer. Former Gold Glover. A strike. In fact, when he was with the Pirates, the manager Clint Hurdle called Martin the most athletic catcher he had ever seen. Runs pretty well for a catcher. And the count moves to 3-1. Tulowitzki on deck. He's taking it, and is downstairs for ball 4. So Martin walks for the 2nd time, and here comes John Farrell. Eduardo walked 3 in a row in the 2nd inning. Walked 2 men after that. He will depart with 9 strikeouts in a 2-2 tie. Threw a lot of pitches, 107. And we'll take the break right here with a base runner for Toronto. Red Sox 2 and the Blue Jays 2. Card tightly packed amongst those 4. Seattle's still alive in the final couple of days of the regular season. So Barnes comes on 4-3, his 61st appearance. Matt with a 4.13 ERA. Martin just took a walk and a strike to Tulowitzki. Sox 2 and Toronto 2. Cleveland a winner over Kansas City 6-3. So it is yet to be determined where the Red Sox will begin the division series. And just know it will be against the Cleveland Indians on Thursday. Fouled off the end of the bat.
That's certainly an advantage knowing who your opponent is, you know, because obviously both teams are doing a lot of scouting. There are scouts all over the place here at Fenway Park, checking out the Red Sox, and the Red Sox have advantage, you know, at determining their roster based on performances against Cleveland, you know, maybe with the pitching matchups. So there is an advantage knowing early who you're going to be playing.
Yeah, even over the #1 seed, because Texas doesn't know yet.
Right.
1-2.
But this time of year, you know, for the last couple of weeks, every Red Sox game has been attended by a lot of scouts from different ball clubs.
Saunders on deck to bat for Upton. And a 1-2 to Tulowitzki. Eduardo Rodriguez with 9 strikeouts. He also walked 5 men and did not get an out here in the 6th inning. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. Gave up only 3 hits, 2 runs, 107 pitches.
3 of those 5 walks came back to back to back in the 2nd inning where they got 2 runs.
5 walks are career high. Weather may have had something to do with that. Martin off first base. The 2-2 to Tulo. Shot to center. Jackie there. He's got it. 1 out. The David Ortiz Children's Fund has helped save more than 600 children in the New England area and the Dominican Republic. You can help a great cause by buying a limited edition farewell t-shirt. 100% of the proceeds are going to the David Ortiz Children's Fund. To get yours, visit the website on your screen right now. So Michael Saunders to get in to hit for Upton, hitting .254 with power. 24 home runs. They got a left-hander up there, left-handed hitter. Our score 2-2. Toronto knows that Baltimore has already lost to the Yankees 7-3. So they can tie the Orioles for that #1 wild card spot if they win. And they've brought a lot of fans here to Boston. And they're not bashful about making noise. Sox fans are overtaking them now. And that's down low.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, Toronto certainly has become Canada's team with their success over the last few years. And they do travel very well.
Sounds like a soccer match. Here's the 1-0. Just inside and off the corner. 2-0. Red Sox scored first tonight. They got a pair of runs in the opening inning. Toronto came right back in the second with 2. Walks were a big part of the story on both sides. 2-0. Pounded in there for a strike.
Goes to the top of the strike zone that time, inside, and not a good pitch to swing at for the hitter on a 2-0 count. But a good pitch for Barnes.
Kevin Pillar next. Two-one, another strike. This time to the bottom of the zone at 97. Changing eye levels. Sox had to rally last night. They were down 3-1 after 6 innings. And Dustin Pedroia and Mookie Betts each drove in a run before David Ortiz broke a 3-3 tie with a 2-run homer in the 7th. It was David's 39th go-ahead home run in the 7th inning or later. 36 of those with the Red Sox. And an extraordinary clutch career. 2-2 with a runner holding. Fouled off.
A good pitch by Barnes. Fastball at 97. Got inside. Really jammed Saunders. It's a guy that likes to get his arms extended. You mentioned the power. That time he really tied him up on the inside part of the plate.
Barnes thinking about a strikeout here. The 2-2 to Saunders. In tight to fill up the count.
See if John Gibbons sends that runner at first base on the 3-2 count with 1 out.
Barnes with a payoff with 1 down. There goes the runner. Fouled away on a big swing from the lefty hitter. Red Sox this season with a winning record against Toronto, Tampa Bay, Baltimore, and New York. Last time the Red Sox had a winning record against every AL East opponent was 1977. Really came on strong in the second half against the division when it mattered the most. 3-2. Martin taken off and fouled away again.
The Red Sox looking for the strike him out, throw him out in this situation, and Saunders able to foul off a couple of pitches with Martin off at first base. They are banking on contact by Saunders. See Farrell again. He's trying to get Hanley Ramirez's attention at first base.
(3-2) off goes Martin again, and that's going to be inside for ball 4. We've said that a lot tonight. Another walk that'll put him on at first and second with 1 away for Pilar. Red Sox have walked 6 Blue Jays. The Red Sox themselves took 3 walks in the very first inning. Tied up 2-2. Pilar with a 2-run single. He's also flied out to right field to make him 1 for 2. He always seems to be in the middle of it against the Red Sox, this guy.
Yeah, he's just a good player, good solid player defensively, tough out offensively. Good speed.
He will swing the bat. He's not up there to take a walk typically. He'll take a strike. He starts him with a curveball. So it's Martin at second, Saunders at first. And the 0-1 from Matt Barnes. Moves him back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, to that point about the Red Sox success against the AL East, since the start of July, Boston is 27-12 against the division. The wins on the 11-game winning streak all came against the division. 1-1 coming. Ground ball to the middle, through for a base hit. Martin to third, they're going to wave him in. Bradley will flip it into second base. The run scores, and Toronto has just taken a 3-2 lead. There's Pilar again. He's driven in all of their runs tonight.
A double back in the second inning to drive in 2 runs, and now the base hit up the middle. It wasn't a bad pitch. It looked like a fastball that was inside. Let's take a look at it again. It is inside part of the plate, but Pilar is able to get the hands in, get the barrel of the bat on the ball, and put it up the middle, and it scoots right through on that wet grass. Once it hits the grass, picks up speed. And even with the dive by Bogaerts, no chance to knock it down. So Pilar having a big night.
3 RBIs for him out of the 8th spot. So they're on at first and third. And John Farrell is heading out again. Nobody warming up in that bullpen. So a mass conversation on the hill.
Well, usually you see the pitching coach go out in these situations, but John Farrell's had something on his mind that he wanted to relay to Bonds and maybe to the infielders also.
I remember Jim Leland telling me once when he would go out in spots like this and the pitching coach would remain in the dugout, he didn't want any other interpretation to be made. What he wanted to get that message as clearly through to everybody as he possibly could.
And what they talked about was the infielders. Look where they're playing. Look where Pedroia is playing right now. In
bunt attempt toward first base along the line, foul.
Say that's why Farrell went out there. It wasn't so much a conversation with Bonds. There's not much you could tell him. It's the defense they're going to play against a guy that can bunt. And you see where Pedroia is. He's almost on the grass expecting the bunt, and he does get it. It wasn't a squeeze play. It was just drop the ball down, and if it is on the ground, the runner in third has to read whether there's a play going to be made. Pedroia now going to be in the same spot. And he'll be there probably till there's 2 strikes. So the infield in on that side because of the bunt possibility. Bogaerts back at his normal spot. Hill in close at third.
Carrera the batter. Back in Pilar. He can run too.
Yeah, he'll go. He's got 14 on the season, and if he goes, Bogaerts has to cover, obviously.
A run in, 3-2 Toronto in the 6th. Saunders in third. And Carrera bunting again, but takes one up high.
And you can see Pedroia coming straight in. They want Hanley to stay at first base. Joe Kelly loosening up. They want Ramirez to stay at first base, so that's why Pedroia is in, and he's responsible for any bunt to the right side.
Carrera just had a quick conversation with his third base coach. 1 down, 2 on, 1 in. Carrera very fleet of foot, not showing bunt, fouls it off. So to count 1-2.
Now Dustin will move back a little bit, and I got to tell you, if I was Carrera right now,
you'd bunt.
I'd try to bunt again, even with 2 strikes. Try to get that running. Pedroia's come in a few steps now, just in case.
Barnes firing a 1-2. He dropped it downstairs. No advance by either of the runners.
Right now, Carrera is messing with the head of the infielders, and especially on the right side of the Red Sox. Pedroia starting back. He came in on the last pitch. See if he does it again here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 down. And a 2-2 home. To Pedroia. Up with it. Out there on the first and got him. Double play. 4-6-3. Barnes, some nice work there to get out of trouble. Paying tribute to Big Papi the Duncan way, a mosaic of Big Papi made out of 10,000 donuts. It outlines the hometown favorite in one of the most memorable poses. 34 cents from every donut used is being donated to the Greater Boston Food Bank. People have gotten very, very creative celebrating the career of David Ortiz. Now the Red Sox are down a run as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Saunders stays in to play left field. And Chris Young's the batter. He has a 2-run single tonight. Into right field, charging on Carrera, but time to get there. One gone in the Boston sixth inning in front of Jackie Bradley Jr. So the Red Sox going to have to rally from a 1-run deficit tonight. Very few hits in the game, a total of 8, 4 apiece. But Happ trying to pitch his team a little bit closer to clinching a postseason berth and trying to pick up his 21st win of the season. He's been tough again. David Ortiz, by the way, no longer in the game. David singled, grounded out, and took ball 4, and then John Farrell took him out of the game after the base hit in the 5th. So the DH the rest of the way is Travis Shaw. 0-2. We see some looks questioning this young home plate umpire tonight, Quinn Walcott, but he's had a good night back there. Stroke toward the alley, but on the move is Carrera. It hangs up, and that's out number 2.
I agree with you. I think he's done a very nice job behind the plate. There has been a lot of looking back at him, some yelling from the dugout, but from what we've been able to see through our replays and pit zone, it looks like he's done a pretty decent job back there.
Upston disputed that, but that was in there for a strike. Bautista thought that one was high, and that was borderline.
He's calling a strike zone. Is what he's doing.
And I agree. And I think generally the reason for some of the looks and some of the questioning is his youth, and they're trying to press him a little bit. Which you see, looks like a good young umpire though. Aaron Hill tonight is flying to center and popped up to second. Toronto in front 3-2, 6th inning. Ground ball, routine play right to Tulowitzki. He gets him. Red Sox go fast in the 6th. 3-2 Toronto. Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. And by the great folks at Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. 7th inning, 3-2 Blue Jays. They bat again and facing Joe Kelly now. Comes out of the pen at 4-0. 5.45 ERA in 19 appearances. He gets the top of the order for the Blue Jays, Travis, Donaldson, Encarnacion. And among them, only one hit so far tonight. .95, but off the mark, just a little high. Toronto started play tonight with a slim half-game lead over Detroit for that second wild card, but Baltimore has lost as the lead wild card team. So the Blue Jays with a chance to tie them with a victory. Ground ball to the middle. Pedroia sliding stab, spinning around, throws it, bounces it, got him. A brilliant play by Dustin Pedroia, skipping the toss to Hanley Ramirez to get the speedy Travis.
Well, you know, it's amazing. Watch him spin the opposite way. I mean, most guys get up after diving for a ball like this and will spin to their right. He goes to his left, bounces it one hop to Hanley Ramirez and picks up the out. Great play by Pedroia.
Now available, your official Big Papi translucent last game half scale bat for $69.95. Call Big Time Bats at 866-280-BATS or go to BigTimeBats.com right now. Put a star next to that play by Dustin Pedroia. His defense has been absolutely superb. Red Sox could have a number of Gold Glove winners with the defense they have played. Jackie Bradley's in the running. Mookie Betts is in the running. Dustin Pedroia is in the running.
A lot of possible awards for the Red Sox players at the end of postseason play. By the way, Donaldson 12 for 20 in his career off Joe Kelly. Incredible numbers.
He's 0 for 3 tonight and has struck out 3 times. All that against Eduardo Rodriguez, who had 9 Ks over 5 innings. Greeley loosening in their bullpen. One away, that wind blowing in again. Fly to right. Betts heading toward the stands, and it fades off into the crowd.
You know, I've said this over and over again, and this ballpark, the wind affects the game more than any of the ballpark in the big leagues, with the exception of maybe Wrigley Field. That ball right there could have been an out if the wind was not blowing in and pushing that ball toward the stands.
I really thought at the crack of the bat it was very catchable.
And the wind has picked up over the last couple of innings. Blowing all night, but stronger now.
Iced coffee season in high gear. Don't overpay for your iced coffee. Get a large iced coffee at Cumberland Farms for only 99 cents every day, anytime. Line shot and caught by Bogarts. Knocked him down, but he held on. And there are 2 away.
Well, middle infield is getting it done defensively for the Red Sox this inning. First, Pedroia with a great play. Now Bogarts diving to his right to make the play. That ball was a rocket.
Smoked
by Donaldson. Well, he must see Joe Kelly very well.
apparently.
He gave those numbers 12 for 21 now, but that 21 is rocket.
Boy, when you see a guy, and that can happen over an entire career, right? Encarnacion the batter, and he'll take a strike.
Yeah, that's not a small sample size right there. That's a lot of at bats.
And you've seen it with guys who are, you know, just so major league hitters, and against the greatest of the greats. Sometimes you see those numbers and you're like, it's so puzzling. The 0-1 pop foul, back out of play. Encarnacion working on 42 homers, 127 runs batted in. Right now he's tied with David Ortiz for the American League RBI lead. With 1 more game to go. And he left that one downstairs. The bottom of the 7th inning, the Red Sox will bring up Vasquez, Pedroia, and Bogarts. Xander looking for his first hit on his 24th birthday. Kelly with a 1-2 to Encarnacion. And he gets him. Struck him out 98. Kelly getting some help from his defense. He gets him 1-2-3. To Big Poppy. Fans have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to own a rare piece of Sox history. Only 1,000 graphic posters have been made. They're hand-signed by the artist and Big Poppy. Order yours right now at RedSoxFoundation.org/Ortiz, and all net proceeds going to the David Ortiz Children's Fund. It's lovely. And it's larger than I thought it was, Jerry. You did a way better job at this thing than I did. Would you mind? Fly ball into right. Off the bat of Vasquez. And Carrera will make the catch. You were way more elegant with that than I was. You got a real gift. Don't ever let anyone tell you don't have a gift for that.
I know where I'm going when.
There it is. Beautiful.
They're right there, Big Poppy.
Dustin Pedroia has gone 0 for 3 tonight with a tapper second and 2 fly balls to right. Red Sox are down 3-2. With a loss here, the Red Sox would fall a half game behind Cleveland in that bid to be the number 2 seed and thus host the first playoff game on Thursday in the division series.
5-2 right now. The Tigers are losing. That's in the 8th inning down in Atlanta.
Seattle's underway. They're only a game back of the second wild card slot. 0-0 against Oakland in the second inning. Mets wrapped up a postseason spot, and they will host the wild card game coming up next week. The 2-1. That's up top for a ball. Happ staying on the pitch. Pedroia has hit Toronto so well, 362 this year. It's always hit him well. 3-1. He walked him. Red Sox with a base runner with 1 down. Fans, you can customize your batting gloves like Xander Bogaerts at franklinsports.com/custom. Enter the code NESSON20 to receive 20% off at checkout. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Gibbons is out. He has Grilli coming on, and that will do it for Happ. Pitched very, very well. Biggest game of his career. And leaves with a 3-2 lead, but the Sox have a base runner. We'll have more in just a moment. Eastern Lexus dealers, 6 1/3, 4 hits. He did walk 5 men. It's interesting because Eduardo Rodriguez did 2. Leaves behind a base runner. And Grilly coming out of the bullpen. Veteran has been around a long time. His 46th appearance, 6-4 record. Been tough to hit, a 186 batting average against him. Pedroia just took ball 4. Red Sox are down 3-2 here in the 7th. Xander has taken 2 of the walks tonight. They do appeal. First base ump Guccione says no swing.
I look from the side. Does Xander hold up? He does.
Travis Shaw on deck. He's the DH. After Poppy started as the designated hitter and went 1 for 2. Cross for a strike with a breaking ball.
Yeah, no fastball and a hitter's count there. Back to the slider for Grilly.
Red Sox getting Brad Ziegler going in the bullpen. And Grilly with a 2-1. Helped him out a bit there and a high fastball to count 2-2.
Yeah, they've tried that a number of times tonight against Bogaerts, going high in the strike zone or out of the strike zone. That time Xander chasing one.
Xander took a step back and he asked Walcott, was it a strike? He was told it was not. Two coming. High fly ball into left field. Saunders back to the wall and leaps up and he snagged it. Right in front of the AL East standings, racing back into first base and diving is Dustin Pedroia. He had a long way to go back there and went leaping up to make the play for the second out.
Yeah, again, you know, the wind, we talk about it all the time, but that kept it from being off the wall. Very nice play by Sanders out there, who, you know, is not that familiar with Fenway Park, and you can see Pedroia has to re-tag second base and get back. And I really thought Tulowitzki was going to make a throw to first base, but he elected not to. That was a nice play by the left fielder. Wynn holding the ball up, dealing with the wall.
Two down for Shaw, batting for the first time tonight. He'll take ball 1. How about the footwork again by Pedroia? So many things with Petey you marvel about, but he had to re-tag, as you mentioned. He had to find a bag. Well, keeping an eye on first base as he was trying to get back there.
Yeah, see, you know, the runners, Red Sox in particular, know the wall so well that when they see contact, they can almost tell if it's going to be off the wall or not. And Pedroia thought this was going to be, with the exception of the wind knocking it down. He knows that's got wall distance. That's why he goes to the bag and across it. But then he has to re-tag, fancy footwork to re-tag and get back to first base.
In a filthy uniform. Mookie Betts on deck, but there are 2 down. Here's the 1-1. Slicing foul. 3 runs, 4 hits for Toronto. 2 runs, 4 hits for Boston. Seems like every game the Red Sox have played for a month has been a close game. Most of them have been decided by 3 or 4 runs or less.
You know, there's a lot more pressure, obviously, in this series for the Blue Jays than the Red Sox. Red Sox, yes, they would love to have home field against Cleveland, but I mean, Toronto basically has to win out, and that's a real tough feeling to have. Well, you know you've got to win every game. I've been in that situation.
2-2 fouled away. A lot of people kind of forget that in '78 That Red Sox team won their last 8 games.
Yes.
To force that 1-game playoff.
That's exactly the year I was talking about. We had to win every single night, and it just seemed that we jumped out in front every single night offensively, and then the pitching was able to do the job.
Pedroia has a tiny lead at first base, 2-2. Missed up top with that one.
But it's tough coming to the ballpark knowing that every game you play is a must-win.
Well, Toronto leading this one 3-2, 7th inning.
Of course, it's a lot easier coming to the ballpark, be it in this position, than those who are going home tomorrow and not going to postseason.
Pedroia can take off here with 2 down. There goes, and it's cut out of a strike 3. No runs, a walk, 1 man left, and at the end of 7, it's still 3-2 Toronto. Furniture, furnish one room or your entire house. Best of all, you get to enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. Out of the 8th inning, 3-2 Toronto. Bautista, Martin, Tulowitzki against Joe Kelly, who struck out Encarnacion in the 7th inning. And the 0-1 to Joey Bats as he flicks it foul. He's been up 14 times against Kelly, has just 2 hits. One of them is a home run. His numbers a bit down this season. He's on the DL for about 45 games. So 22 home runs. Foul tipped and held by Vasquez to complete the strikeout. 1 away. Attention fans living outside New England, there's a great way for you to catch both NESN documentaries on David Ortiz presented by Foxwoods Resort Casino. If you subscribe to DirecTV, Dish, UVerse, Bright House, Frontier, Time Warner, or Fios, go to NESN.com/national for channel listings and NESN national availability. Russell Martin has walked twice. He's also grounded out. Each time he's taken ball 4, he's come in to score.
That last fastball that Kelly threw to strike out Bautista, 98 miles an hour.
A 3-2 Toronto lead. They went ahead with a 6th inning run and have held it since. In there for a strike. And Kelly with the 0-2 trying to make it back-to-back Ks, but just a little bit high.
By design. You could see Vasquez give the fastball sign into that point upstairs, and exactly where Kelly got it, but Martin did not chase it. Back to the slider.
1-2. Got him. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Joe Kelly going back to the 7th.
The 3 strikeouts, fastball, this last pitch, the breaking ball, the slider, hard slider by Joe Kelly. Just below the strike zone, but gets the swing from Martin.
San Francisco Giants blanked the Dodgers 3-0 today, as that one will be low for a ball on Troy Tulowitzki. So they maintain a 1-game lead for the last National League wildcard spot over St. Louis. A lot of high drama going into Sunday. And the end of the regular season. I'm betting there's going to be a game 163 as that one's fouled away.
It's certainly shaping up that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would be on Monday.
St. Louis kind of stole one the other day against Cincinnati, because there was no review by the manager, no appeal on a game-ending hit that should not have been a hit. Should not have been a game-ending hit that's in there for a strike. And the count moves to 1-2. Kelly really dealing here, trying to strike out the side. Tulowitzki is 0 for 9 against him.
Shakes off the fastball up. He wants the slider. A little quick pitch that time by Kelly.
2-2.
Pulling a little Johnny Cueto right there. Right back to another slider.
Base is empty, 2 down. Here comes the 2-2. In there, strike 3. He froze him. 1, 2, 3 they go. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Toronto.
Poppy's final regular season at-bats here at Fenway Park by signing up for NESN's Poppy Alerts. Free text alerts that we'll send you before every at-bat, plus reminders about this weekend's pregame celebrations and when you can see encore presentations of NESN's 2 David Ortiz specials. Just text Poppy to 536-536. All this made possible by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Message and data rates may apply. OB?
Okay, Garen, thanks so much. Mookie Betts, the batter, 1 for 3 tonight. Red Sox trying to get the offense going. They've been held to 4 hits, but Toronto only has 4. So pitching has been excellent both ways. Check swing, and he lines a base hit to right. He tried to hold up. Mookie wants 2. Carrera digging it out. He's got himself a stand-up double. Little excuse me check swing, but it winds up 2 bases.
Exactly right. A half swing right there by Mookie Betts, and it gets up over the head of Encarnacion, and of course with his speed and a little bit of difficulty down there by Carrera, no problem getting 2 bases. He might have even held up on that. I don't even know if he missed that, they would have called it a swing.
I think you're right.
And Mookie watching that play develop by himself and decides to go into second base with no problem. So golden opportunity for the Red Sox here. The man in scoring position, nobody out.
Hanley the batter. He's walked. He's hit into a fielder's choice. He's grounded back to the mound. Robbie Ross and Craig Kimbrell now loosening side by side in the Sox pen. Nobody out. Tying run at second here in the 8th for the Sox. That's 113 hits at home this season for Mookie Betts. That's the most in a single season for a member of the Red Sox since '03 when Nomar Garciaparra had 118. Two of them tonight for Mookie. And Grilly delivers. Low ball 1.
Here's a case. You get a man at second base, a 1-run game. We often talk about, hitting the ball to the right side. Well, you know what? Forget about that right now with Hanley at the plate. I'd rather see him launch one.
If he can, he'll be the 3rd member of the Red Sox this season to blast 30 home runs and drive in 100. That would be history. Oh, he was thinking Lansdowne.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't thinking about the right side, was he?
Not exactly.
Thinking the right side of that light pole out there above the green monster.
What a cut. In 3 for 7 against Grilly. And a 1-1 pitch. He would not chase the breaking ball. They have Osuna and Cecil going. Osuna their closer. So both teams have their closers working in the pen. Betts leading away from second. Nobody out. And the 2-1 will not be made, really causing Mookie Betts to dive back to second.
Well, you got Travis, a second baseman, basically holding him on. He's very close to that second base bag. You see where he's playing right there, and just a fake spin and throw by Grilly.
Veteran right-hander with the set and the 2-1. Kept it away again. 3 balls, 1 strike. Chris Young on deck. Drove in the Red Sox 2 runs with a base hit with the bases loaded in the first inning. Sox have not scored since. That, believe it or not, is Andrew Benintendi. I say believe it or not because he's gotten himself a major haircut. That's in there for a called strike. He has a bat inside the Red Sox dugout.
Yeah, he got clipped.
My bet is Mom is in town.
He looks even younger than he did.
Is that possible? Betts leading at second, representing the tying run, 3-2. He lets it go downstairs, ball 4. Another disciplined at bat out of Hanley Ramirez, and that'll put him on at first and second. Gibbons coming out. So making a call to the bullpen, and look at Andrew just last night with the flowing locks, and today looks like a different guy. It's all gone. And so is Grilly. They'll go to the pen, and they're going to bring on their closer. It'll be Osuna here to do battle with Chris Young. We'll be back with more in just a moment. For value and convenience for every Red Sox home run this season, Speedway donates to Boston Children's Hospital. Stop by a Speedway near you and pick up your free Speedy Rewards card and start earning points today. Sox are threatening here with runners at first and second and nobody out, trailing 3-2 to Toronto. Osuna out of their pen. He's had an excellent year, the closer with a .279 earned run average, and John Farrell is going to counter and bring on Brock Holt to hit for Young. And part of the reason is lefties, left-hand hitters are hitting .370 against this guy over the last 11 games.
Well, the other question here is, will Holt be bunting? You got first and second, nobody out, potential go-ahead run at first base. Will they try to get 2 men in a scoring position? You see Donaldson in very close at third base, also at first base.
No bunt, swinging away, strike 1. Brock hitting .260s, homered 7 times. And he does have Mookie Betts at second. And Hanley at first. And this is another closer who can really bring it. He's 95 on up.
Yeah, 95, 96 his first 2 pitches.
As a pinch hitter, Brock is 3 for 9 with a homer. 2-1. Toronto bullpen trying to preserve it for Jay Happ. It's really been their ace this season with a 20-4 record, but it's a slender lead, 3-2, and the Red Sox trying to rally. Line shot. Scooped up by Travis in the second. Got one out of first. Two. They turn a double play with Mookie Betts safely into third base, but now 2 down. Hot smash, but right at him.
Yeah, hit very well, but a nice, very nice play by Travis, the second baseman. You see that ball bouncing right in front of him, but he's able to glove it, and from that point they had no trouble making a double play because the ball was hit so hard. You know, if they bunted it in that situation right there, they were successful. They would have walked Bradley intentionally at first base. Then you would have had Hill coming up, where you could have pinch hit Benintendi in that situation. So those were the options that they had.
Never had the bunt on. So now they're 2 down. Tying run 90 feet away, and Jackie Bradley is 0 for 3 tonight. And he'll back away from one inside for ball 1. 3 runs on only 4 hits for Toronto. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Red Sox. And the fastball will miss. That is ball 2. Jackie does have a career home run against Osuna. Fastball most of the time.
Yeah, fastball and cut fastball.
Would not go after it. That's just off the edge. That is ball 3.
Questionable pitch right there. Could have gone either way.
Benintendi on deck, and that was a balk. He just balked, and here comes the run.
Oh my goodness!
And the Red Sox have tied the game. Home plate umpire Quinn Walcott immediately pouncing on Osuna and shouting balk, and the Red Sox have tied it 3-3. How about that? That's a shocker.
Wow.
Betts in to score.
What did he do? Let's take a look on replay and see if we can pick it up. Did he start and stop? Okay, he's okay right now. He's okay right now. Oh yeah, that's definitely a balk. He did not step off before he stopped. There's no question about that. That's the correct call.
3-0 pitch, and he's taking in there for a strike.
Wow.
Another thing you just don't see very often, to force in a tying run in the 8th inning, no less. Strike 2. So full count on Jackie. Benintendi on deck. He would hit for Hill. There are 2 away. Benintendi's going to enter the game at some point. 3-2 coming. Declared foul out of play. So an inning that started with a check swing double by Mookie Betts gets the tying run in on a balk by Osuna, the closer. 3-2. Rounded to first base, down for Encarnacion. He'll feed the pitcher in time for the out. But the Red Sox have tied up the ball game as we go to the 9th. Red Sox 3 and Toronto 3.
And it's going to be a balk of all things. You can see him start up, he stopped, and then he stepped off, and that is the correct call by the umpire. Mookie Betts comes across, ties the ball game.
Old Dominion helping the world keep promises. We have seen some stuff over the last week.
I'll tell you, you talk about pressure, you know what I mean? And we were talking about that a little bit earlier. A team that's got to win every game.
Osuna really upset with himself. He goes back and looks at the video. If he has to do that, he's going to realize that was no question. Brock Holt takes over in left. Kimbrel now on. A closer to pitch here in the 9th inning in a tie game. And Saunders will lead it off. The bottom third of the order now for Toronto in a 3-3 game. He has stepped in once tonight, and he took ball 4 in the 6th inning. 24 home runs. He'll take inside low ball 1. Kevin Pillar is on deck. He's had another good night against the Sox, and then Carrera. .0 is inside. Cleveland a winner. They beat Kansas City 6-3. The Yankees beat Baltimore 7-3. Over to the National League, the Mets clinched a postseason spot. They beat the Phillies 5-3. And they get to host a wild card game. 2-0. Fouled off.
And to the light of the Blue Jays, Detroit has lost 5-3.
And Toronto had just a half-game lead over the Tigers for the second wild card spot heading into tonight. That's pending the outcome of this one, though. Baltimore was up 1 over Toronto. As mentioned, they went down to defeat the 2-1. Makes it 3 balls, 1 strike. Walks have been a big issue, obviously, for Kimbrel. His last couple of appearances, he's walked a total of 5 men. (3-1) to Saunders. A strike. Saunders has only been up against Craig twice. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Iron tight, and he walks him. So the leadoff man is on here in a 3-3 game in the 9th inning. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC, Jim, and Steve will have an update on the American League playoff race. They'll go to the bench and bring on a pinch runner. It's Pompey to run for Saunders.
I'll see how the Blue Jays play this. I mean, neither one of these teams like to sacrifice, that's for sure.
I thought Brock Holt might.
I did too, and I think Pillar might. We'll see.
Pillar has 2 hits. He's driven in 3. Back in Pompey. Of course, a non-save situation for Kimbrel, and his numbers in these spots. He's bunting. Kimbrel has to field it. They'll go to first base. Got the out, down to second. Pompey. Sacrifice for Pillar.
That's a very good job by Pillar. He's had a great night. And the reason it's a good job, it is very difficult to bunt against guys that throw as hard as Kimbrel does, and he does a very nice job squaring around and getting the ball down. Joe Kelly, of course, a big part of the game for the Red Sox tonight, picking up a number of strikeouts. But that was a very good job by Pillar.
Here's Carrera. He has struck out twice and hit into a double play. Go ahead run at second here in the 9th inning for Toronto. Right by everyone to the backstop. Down to third. Pompey. 98-mile-an-hour fastball sailing.
Yeah, and I think that was a cross-up too, because just the way that Vasquez reacted to it, to me, I think he was expecting a curveball. Watch him. I mean, he is so late to get the glove up there. He was not expecting the fastball in that situation. They're having a conversation now. Now you really got something to deal with, because you got the bunter at the plate and Carrera. So the defense, they're going to have to come in.
And that only benefits Carrera.
Yeah, it certainly does. You know, you don't have to put a squeeze on here. You just let him bunt the ball. And if it looks like nobody's going to make a play on it, especially the pitcher, that run at third goes. So, you know, that's what the Red Sox are expecting could happen here.
One out, infield in. Tied up 3-3 in the 9th. Pompey at third. No bunt, bloops it foul, and it's 1-1.
And he'll be going, I'm sure, on contact too. There's one out in the inning, and if there is a ground ball to the infield, if there is a swing and there's a ground ball, I think Pompey will be going on contact.
John Farrell just getting off the horn. Now the inning started with a walk. Now that man at third. That's knocked down at home plate. No advance. On a big curveball.
A block there by Vasquez, obviously, to keep the man at third base. If I was going to bunt, I'd bunt right now.
Kimbrel's 2-1. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. There's no way Ramirez loosening for the Red Sox. Remember, in New York, John Farrell had to come out and get Kimbrel on the night the Red Sox clinched, after he had walked 3 consecutive batters. 3-1. Waved at and missed. He helped them out a bit there.
Yeah, sailing fastball, rising fastball at 97 miles an hour, not a strike.
Devin Travis on deck. If he can strike him out here, the infield can back up. The 3-2 pitch now from Kimbrel. Poked foul. On a play off to the left. We are tied up 3-3 in the 9th. Toronto is a man at third without the benefit of a hit. Kimbrel's payoff pitch. Fly ball left field, driving back Brock Holt. Now in a bit, makes the catch. Pompey tagging. Here's the throw and a dive, and he's in there. And Toronto has taken the lead 4-3. Not a bad throw at all from Brock Holt out there in left field.
No, just deep enough, and you got to give credit to Carrera on that at bat. I mean, he did a very nice job running the count, making contact against a strikeout guy, and getting that ball just deep enough. You see, Brock Holt's going to go back about 5 or 6 steps, then come in a step, but with Pompey's speed, that's going to be plenty to get the go-ahead run home.
Just a bit offline, so now it's 4-3. Once again, a walk comes back to hurt Kimbrel. And lately, those innings have been anything but clean for the Red Sox closer. Travis on the night is 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Cut on and missed. 0-2. For the Sox, when we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, due-ups are Hill, Vasquez, and Pedroia. And the 0-2 popped him up into right field. And Mookie Betts will end the inning with that catch. Toronto scores without a hit because of the leadoff walk, and now they lead it 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Underway here in the bottom of the ninth. The Red Sox are down 4-3. Osuna staying on, and Benintendi is in. Newly shorn, hitting .304 with 2 home runs. The rookie leading things off here and hitting in the 8th spot. Marco Hernandez has a bat. He's in the on-deck area and would bat for Vasquez. Then Dustin Pedroia. Sox rallied to tie it on a balk last inning. Fouled off. Pompey stays in the game. Just scored the go-ahead run. He's in left now. Lengthy look in by Osuna, still looking in. Finally, Benintendi gets a time.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to throw the changeup again. He threw him the changeup on the last pitch.
1-2 from the righty. Bounced up there. Home-plate umpire Walcott got out of there quickly.
That wasn't a bad pitch to hit on one bounce. It was just almost directly down in the grass. Or in the dirt, and actually went across the plate right in the middle of the strike zone.
The 2-2 to the rookie. He takes ball 3. Benintendi has handled right-handers very well, hitting .347 since his promotion. The all-important leadoff man. Sox trailing 4-3. Hernandez on deck. Here comes the 3-2. Slicer foul on a play. Tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. David Price against Aaron Sanchez. That may be another very tough day to swing the bat on both sides. The regular season finale game, 162. There's still a lot on the line. 3-2 pitch. Spoiled again.
Good at bat put on here. 7 pitches so far to Benintendi.
Here's the 3-2 once again. High fly to left field toward the corner. Pompey looking for room there and makes the catch. That's in fair territory. So 1 away in the Red Sox 9th. Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Happ went 6 1/3, no decision for him. Rodriguez went 5+, had 9 strikeouts. Pilar has been difficult again on the Red Sox. 2 for 3, 2 singles, 3 runs batted in. And Hernandez now gets the call. He'll hit for Christian Vasquez, who went 1 for 3 with a single. Toronto ahead 4-3, 1 down, 9th inning.
Encarnacion right on that first base line, trying to protect the ball from getting between him and the line and extra bases. So he's pulled over, no doubles.
Sox got 2 runs in the first inning and did have a 2-0 lead. Toronto quickly tied it in the 2nd inning. And the Red Sox did not score again until the 8th on a balk with 2 down by this man Osuna. He balked in Mookie Betts from 3rd. But Toronto jumped back in front with a run in the top of this 9th inning. Line drive, and what a play by Travis on to first base. He recovered in time to get him.
Well, he's made a couple of really nice plays defensively. Remember, he started that double play back in the 8th inning, and now he makes a very nice play. I looked, it was going to be a base hit, but going to his left, diving, dropping the ball. But fortunately for him, the ball was very close to his throwing hand.
Well, the crack of the bat, that's a base hit.
Yeah. Good range shown and good reactions to pick up the drop baseball.
2 down. Dustin Pedroia 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Trying to hold up, but a strike anyway. Should be a big win for Toronto. They would pull even with Baltimore for the wild card lead spot. If they pick it up, here's the 0-1. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Says no panic on that shoe. One to Pedroia. Now a ball and 2 strikes.
No panic right now. There was a little panic in the balk, though.
Sure was. Pedroia 2 for 3 against him. Toronto fans are up. The 1-2 to the second baseman. Travis handles that. The stretch, and he gets him, and that will do it. Toronto, the winner here tonight, 4-3 over the Red Sox. That is the final score. And that means because of the Cleveland Indians victory over Kansas City, the Red Sox are now a half game behind the Indians in that bid for the 2nd seed and hosting game number 1 and having the home field advantage. So more to come tomorrow. TC, the post game on the way with Toronto a winner tonight, 4-3.